Chapter 4, Edit Intersection. In this chapter, you will continue the process of editing the intersection SR61 and US98, which was created using the intersection wizard with project settings. The objectives for this chapter is you will learn about review project dimensions, check reference data, review assemblies, manage external references, edit intersection SR61 and US98, and then review results. For the chapter setup, run chapter 4 220495555201.exe file and restore all the files to the Civil 3D 2019 project folder directory. So I'm going to click on the file. I'm going to locate the chapter 4 zip file, right click, choose extract all. We're going to browse to our Civil 3D 2019 projects, click select folder, and then extract. During the extraction process, you may be prompted to override or replace the files in this destination. Go ahead and choose replace files. Then once the files are complete, go ahead and close out of the dialog box and then return to the Civil 3D State Kit. Exercise 4.1. Create the MOD-LRD02 file. In this file, you will create the MOD-LRD02 file to start editing process of the intersection SR61 and US98, which was created using the intersection wizard with project settings in the previous chapter. On the top left-hand corner, go to the application menu, choose Open option. Make sure that you have your project selected. Go to the roadway folder. Select the Open 4.1 Edit Intersection Start DWG. Click Open on the bottom right hand corner. Once the drawing is open, once again go to the application menu in the top left hand corner. We're going to choose Save As, and we're going to give this drawing a new name. So press backspace on the keyboard and type in MOD-LRD02 and then click Save. You're prompted to replace a file that already exists with that name. Go ahead and choose Yes. And then next we're going to associate this drawing with the project. So on the tool space on the Prospector tab, go to Data Shortcuts, right click and choose Associate Project to Current Drawing. Verify that you have the right working folder and you have the correct project selected. Click OK. You know you have the project associated with the drawing if you see the project numbers in brackets at the top of the screen. Exercise 4.2. Review the reference data. In this exercise, we're going to review reference data. On the tool space on the Prospector tab, expand the Alignments category and then expand Centerline Alignments. You should have 3 alignments under that category. Then expand Offset Alignments. You should have 4 alignments in that category. Then go to Curb Alignments. Again, you'll have another 4 alignments for curbs. And then for miscellaneous alignments, you should have 8 alignments under miscellaneous. Next, expand the surfaces category, and you should have a DTM existing surface in this drawing, being referenced to Data Shortcuts. And then find the corridor category, and you should have 3 corridors in there: a basic, a proposed, and an intersection corridor. Exercise 4.3. Review attached external reference files, or otherwise known as XREFs. In this exercise, you will review the attached external reference files in the MOD-LRD02 drawing. Up on the top, you have the Insert ribbon. Select the Insert ribbon, and then find the Reference panel. On the bottom right-hand corner Reference panel, there is a down arrow. Select that down arrow to launch the XREF External Reference Manager. You should have 3 files been referenced here in addition to the model drawing that's already open. If you have the status not found for the image, select that image, right click and choose Select New Path, and then just pick the image again that's in that area folder in your project and click Open. Then the aerial should load and the status should read loaded. Go ahead and close the external reference drawing and then review the image. After you're done reviewing the image and where the intersection lays at the proposed intersection, you could type in XREF at the keyboard to launch the XREF Manager. Again, choose the aerial image, right-click and choose Unload to turn the image off. And then click on the X on the top left-hand corner to close out of the XREF dialog box. Exercise 4.4, Review Assemblies. In this exercise, you will review the FDOT custom assemblies which were inserted into the MOD LRD02 drawing from the intersection wizard creation process. From the Toolspace Prospector tab, select the plus symbol next to Assemblies to expand the list. So on the Prospector tab, we're going to find Assemblies. Click on the plus symbol, and here are the assemblies that were used in the intersection creation process. Next, we're going to follow the prior steps from Chapter 2 to restore a custom model view SR61 and US98 from assemblies using the view controls. On the top left corner model space, you have your view controls. Select the viewport, choose Restore Viewport Configuration List. Oh, I'm sorry. Choose where it says Top. Choose Custom Model Views and choose US SR61 and US98 assemblies, and that will restore the view that is looking at your assemblies in the drawing. Next, use the pan and zoom command to review the assemblies. So if you use the wheel on your mouse, you can hold down and that becomes pan. If you scroll forward, you can zoom in closer to your model. If you scroll backwards, you can zoom out. Take a brief second and take a look at all the assemblies and subassemblies that were used in constructing the intersection for SR61 and US98. When you're done reviewing those assemblies, click on the save icon to save your drawing. Exercise 4.5, Review Project Dimensions. In this exercise, you need to review the project dimensions displayed on the attached DSGN RD01 drawing external reference file by the quadrants. So if we zoom in to display the northeast quadrant dimensions, we can see that the primary road US 98 has a right offset of 18 feet, which is rounded up to 17.8 feet. If we take a look at the secondary road, State Road 61, it has a right offset of 18 feet as well. If we take a look at the curb return radius, it has a radius value of 58.6 feet. If we zoom in to the southeast quadrant dimensions, we can see that the offset alignments for primary road US 98 has an offset definition value of 18 feet. The secondary road SR 61 left offset alignment definition value is 16 feet. It's been rounded up from 15.9. The curb return southeast quadrant perimeter radius value is 63.5. If we zoom into the southwest quadrant and look at its dimensions, we notice that the primary road US 98 left offset alignment definition value is 24 feet. The secondary road SR 61 left offset alignment definition value is 16 feet. It has been rounded up from 15.9. The curb returns on the southwest quadrant radius value is 110. If we zoom to display the northwest quadrant dimensions, we'll notice that the offset alignments for primary road US 98 left offset alignment definition value is 24. The secondary road SR 61 right offset alignment definition value is 18. It's been rounded up from 17.8. The curb returns for northwest quadrant, the radius value is 60 feet. Following the prior steps from Chapter 2, restore a restored custom model view SR61 and US98 intersections using the view controls. Save your file before continuing. Exercise 4.6. Review options to edit intersection SR61 and US98. So now you're going to start the process of editing the intersection SR61 and US98 by editing the offset alignment and curb returns using the values from the prior exercise using various methods. Method 1. Edit offset alignment from the Toolspace Prospector tab. To edit offset alignment, one method is from the Toolspace Prospector tab. Select the plus symbol next to intersections to expand it. Select the intersection SR61 and US98, right-click and select Edit Offset Parameters. The Intersection Offset Parameters intersection SR61 and US98 tool palette is displayed. Select the X to close it. Method 2. Edit curb returns from the Toolspace Prospector tab. To edit curb returns, one method is from the Toolspace Prospector tab. Select the plus symbol next to intersection to expand the list. Select intersection SR61 and US98 and right-click and choose Edit Curb Return Parameters. The intersection curb returns parameter intersection SR61 and US98 tool palette is displayed. Select X to close. Method 3. Edit offset alignments and curb returns from the context-sensitive tab. Press Escape to clear any selections in the drawing editor. In the tool space on the Prospector tab, select the plus symbol next to intersection to expand the list. Select the intersection SR61 and US98 and then right-click and choose Select. A new tab, intersection SR61 and US98 appear in the ribbon. All the tools for editing an intersection are displayed in each panel. The Modify panel contains the Edit Offset and Edit Curb Returns tool. Both tools display the same tool palette as shown by right-clicking on a named intersection listed under Intersections in the Toolspace Prospector tab. Method 4. Select the intersection marker in the drawing editor. Press the Escape key on your keyboard to deselect any objects currently selected in the drawing. From the intersection SR61 and US98 marker in the drawing editor, or otherwise known as model space, then right-click and choose Edit Offset Parameters or Edit Curb Return Parameters. So I'm going to zoom into the intersection. I'm going to select the marker, and then I can choose either Edit Offsets or Edit Curb Returns. Press Escape to deselect anything in your drawing. Next, save your file before continuing. Exercise 4.7. Edit intersection SR61 and US98 northeast quadrant. In this exercise, you will edit the intersection SR61 and US 98 northeast quadrant. Go ahead and press Escape on the keyboard to clear any selections in the drawing editor or in model space. Next, select the intersection SR61 and US 98 marker in the drawing editor. From the selection dialog set, select Intersection. Once the intersection marker has been selected, up on top in your context-sensitive ribbon, under Intersection SR61 and US 98, choose the Edit Offset option and the Modify panel. From the Intersection Offset Parameters, Intersection SR61 and US 98 tool palette, enter these values. For US 98, for right offset alignment definition, choose the offset value and verify that 18 feet is entered in. For the secondary road, for the right offset alignment definition, verify that 18 feet for an offset value is entered in. Next, click on the X button or icon to close the Offset Parameter tool palette. The tab named Intersection SR61 and US 98 should still appear in the ribbon. From the Modify panel, select Edit Curve Returns panel, or Edit Curve Returns. For curve return parameters, verify that the radius is 58.6, just like we saw in the diagram in the previous chapter. Next, click on the X icon to close out of the Intersection Curve Returns Parameter dialog box. From the Toolspace Prospector tab, select the plus symbol next to intersections to expand the list. A gold shield now appears to identify that the intersection SR61 and US 98 needs updating. This is caused by the offset alignments and the curve return edits performed in the prior steps. Select intersection SR61 and US 98, right-click, and then choose Update Regions and Rebuild Corridor. The Intersections Update Corridor Regions dialog displayed. Select Continue with Update. The Panorama Tool Palette, or otherwise known as the Event Viewer, is displayed. Click on the Events tab, reviewing the events. Then right-click on the Actions tab and choose Clear All Events. To close the Panorama or Event Viewer, click on the green check box on the top right-hand corner to close. Following the prior steps from Chapter 2 to restore a custom model view, SR61 and US 98 from View Controls. Review the results of editing the northeast quadrant of intersection SR61 and US 98. Save your file before continuing. Exercise 4.8. Edit intersection SR61 and US 98 southeast quadrant. In this exercise, you will edit the intersection SR61 and US 98 southeast quadrant. Go ahead and press Escape on your keyboard to clear any selections in the drawing editor or model space. Select the intersection SR61 and US 98 marker in the drawing editor from the Selection Set dialog box. So zoom in to the intersection and then select the marker. From the intersection SR61 and US 98 in the ribbon, we're going to choose Edit Offsets. The primary road US 98 right offset alignment definition value should be 18, and the secondary road SR61 left offset alignment definition value should be 16. After making these changes or observing these changes, go ahead and click on the X button to close out of the toolbar. With the intersection SR61 and US98 marker still selected, move on to editing the curb return alignments. The tab or ribbon named intersection SR61 and US98 should still appear in the ribbon. If it doesn't, repeat the steps by selecting the marker to go ahead and change the contextual ribbon. From the Modify panel, select Edit Curb Returns. From the Intersection Curb Returns parameter, intersection SR61 and US98 tool palette, click Next to cycle to the southeast quadrant. Enter the values, curb return parameters, radius value of 63.5. After changing these values or observing these values, click X to exit out of the dialog box. Next, the offset alignment US98 right 18 feet needs to be stretched to station 30 plus 00 to allow for a widening turn lane to be added for the incoming road US98. From the Toolspace Prospector tab, select the plus symbol next to alignments to expand the list. Next to offset alignments, select US 98 right 18 feet. Right-click and choose Select. The selected offset alignment US 98 right 18 feet grips are displayed. Hover over the diamond-shaped grip near 31, then click on the grip. Drag the grip using an intersection object snap, picking a point at station 31 plus 00. Hold down the Shift key, right-click, choose intersection object snap, bring your cursor down, left-click again at station 31 plus 00. Review the results of stretching the offset alignment US 98 right 18 to station 31 plus 00. Press Escape to clear the grips. Follow the steps prior from Chapter 2 to restore a custom view of model SR61 and US 98 intersection using the view controls. Save your file before continuing. Select the intersection SR61 and US 98 marker in the drawing editor. From the Selection Set dialog, select Intersection, or from the Intersection ribbon SR61 and US 98, from the Modify panel, select Edit Curb Returns. From the Intersection Curb Returns parameter tool palette, select Next to cycle through to the southeast quadrant. Checkbox for widening turn lane for incoming roads. Select the plus symbol next to widening at incoming lane to expand the list. Select the plus symbol next to widening details. Enter the value offset of 10.5 and widening segment length to 100. Note, widening offset is the difference of dimensioned offset less than starting feet of 28.5 minus 18 equals 10.5 feet. Also notice as you enter in the values, as preview appears in the drawing editor, displaying which curb return alignment you are editing. Press X to close the intersection curb return perimeter intersection tool palette. From the Tool Space Prospector tab, select the plus symbol next to intersection to expand the list. A gold shield now appears to identify that the intersection SR61 and US 98 need updating. This is caused by the curb return alignments and widening edits performed in the prior steps. Select the intersection SR61 and US 98, right-click, and then choose Update Regions and Rebuild Corridor. In the Intersection Updates Corridor Regions dialog box that appears, choose Continue to update the regions and intersection. Next, the panorama or event viewer is displayed. Click on the Events tab to review the events. Next, right-click on the Actions tab to clear all the events. Click on the green checkbox in the top right-hand corner to close out of the event viewer. Restore a custom view US 98 intersection SR61 using the view controls. Review the results of editing the southeast quadrant of intersection SR61 and US 98. Save your file before continuing. Notice that the turn lane has been added to the intersection corridor. If the corridor does not stretch all the way down to 31, matching the offset alignment, you can choose the corridor once more, select the diamond, and then bring your cursor down along the alignment and select the at intersection marker 31 plus 00. The event viewer comes up. Once again, choose Action, clear all events, click on the checkbox to close it off. One more time, you may need to come over to intersection, right-click and choose Update Regions and Rebuild Corridor. Go ahead and choose Update or Continue with Update. And then again, go ahead and choose Actions, clear all events from the event viewer, and check the box off. Okay. Exercise 4.9. Edit intersection SR61 and US 98 southwest quadrant. Press Escape to clear any selections in the drawing editor. Select the intersection SR61 and US 98 marker in the drawing editor. From the intersection SR61 and US 98 contextual tab in the ribbon, on the Modify panel, select Edit Offsets. Confirm that the primary road US 98 left offset alignment definition value is 24. Confirm that the secondary road SR61 left offset alignment definition value is 16. After making these changes, press X to close the intersection offset perimeter tool palette. The offset alignment SR61 left minus 18 needs to be stretched out to station 703 plus 00 to allow for a widening turn lane to be added for the incoming road SR61. So from the tool palette on the Prospector tab, Select the plus symbol next to alignments to expand the list. Next, select the plus symbol next to offset alignments to expand the list. Right-click on SR61 left, -16, and choose Select. The offset alignment SR61 left. Exercise 4.10. Edit intersection SR61 and US 98 northwest quadrant. In this exercise, you will edit the intersection of SR61 and US 98 northwest quadrant. Press Escape on the keyboard to clear any selections in the drawing editor, or otherwise known as model space. Next, select the intersection SR61 and US 98 marker in the drawing editor. From the intersection SR61 and US 98 tab in the ribbon, from the Modify panel, select Edit Offsets. From the Intersection Offset Parameter, intersection SR61 and US 98 tool palette, enter in or observe these values. Primary road US 98 left, offset alignment definition value 24. Secondary road SR61 left offset alignment definition value 18. Press X to close the intersection offset parameter US 98 and SR61 tool palette. The offset alignment SR61 right -18 needs to be stretched to station 703 plus 00 to allow for a widening turn lane to be added for the incoming road SR61. From the Tool Space Prospector tab, select the plus symbol next to alignments, and then to expand the list, select the plus symbol next to offset alignments to expand the list. Right-click on SR61 right -18 feet and choose Select. Actually, let's go back. I chose the wrong alignment. Choose SR61 right -18 feet and then choose Select. The selected offset alignment SR61 right -18 feet grips are displayed. Hover over the diamond-shaped grip near station 702 plus 00, then click on the grip. Drag the grip and using an intersection object snap, pick a point at station 703 plus 00. Right-click, hold down the Shift key on the keyboard, right-click and choose Intersection, and then click near station marker 703. Review the results of stretching the offset alignment SR61 right -18 feet to station 703 plus 00. Press Escape to clear the grips. Stretching the offset alignment SR61 right -18 to station 703 was required to allow the input of a large curb return radius for a widening, which is going to be added in the next step. Restore the custom view SR61 and US 98 intersection using the view controls. Save your file before continuing. Select SR61 and US 98 intersection marker. From the intersection SR61 and US 98 tab in the ribbon, on the Modify panel, select Edit Curb Returns. From the intersection curb returns panel, select Next to cycle to the northwest quadrant. Select the checkbox for Widen Turn Lane for incoming road. Enter curb return perimeter's radius of 60 feet. Select the plus symbol next to Widening at Incoming Lane to expand the list. Select the plus symbol next to Widening Detail and enter the values. Widening Detail offset of 16 feet. Widening segment length 12.5. Note, widening the offset is the difference of a dimensioned offset less the starting offset. In other words, 40 feet minus 16 feet equals 24 feet. From the intersection curb return perimeter, intersection SR61 and US tool palette, select Next to cycle to the northwest quadrant. Next, select the checkbox for Wide Turn Lane for outgoing road. Select the plus symbol next to Widening at Outgoing Lane to expand the list. Select the plus symbol next to Widening Details and enter in the values. For Widening Details offset, we want 22 feet. And widening segment length, we want 100 feet. Note, the widening offset is the difference of a dimensioned offset less the starting. In other words, offset is 40 feet minus 18 feet equals 22 feet. Press the X to close the intersection curb returns parameter tool palette. Save your file before continuing. Click on the minus symbol next to alignments to minimize the alignments list. Click on the plus symbol next to intersection. Notice a gold shield now appears to identify that the intersection SR61 and US 98 needs updating. This is caused by the curb return alignments and widening edits performed in the prior steps. Select the intersection, right-click and choose Update Regions and Rebuild Corridor. The Intersection Update Corridor Regions dialog box is displayed. Select Continue with Updates. The panorama or event viewer is displayed. Click on the Actions tab and choose Clear All Events. On the top right-hand corner, choose the green checkbox to close out of the dialog box. Next, restore the custom view SR61 and US 98 intersection using view controls. Review the results of editing the northwest quadrant of intersection SR61 and US 98. To end this chapter, save and close modlrd02.dwg.